What's good, Con Gang? Thank you for coming through. We back with another video. It's your boy Con Artist, man. You know I keep a smile on my face because I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. If this is your first time here, man, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, man, and just show your boy some love, man. I ain't even gonna lie. I keep it 100 over here on this channel. Keep it 100. I appreciate y'all, man. So, with that being said, I love y'all. I hope y'all day going great. And if it's not, it will get better. I promise you that. I promise you that. It'll get better. Trust me. I got my candy cane, my name is hella pimpin' too. You can watch it play a move. Let's get right to the video. I'm working on that. Penny X. Hold on, what's going on at Drake house, man?
Police confirming a shooting occurred outside the home of Canadian rapper Drake in Toronto. This happening overnight in the wake of an escalating beef between Drake and hip-hop star Kendrick Lamar.
Before y'all start jumping the gun, let's go and get it. No. Definitely wasn't Kendrick. I know for a fact, I bet you he would never put his life or reputation on the line to pull some crap like this, man. Never. So don't even start saying that. Oh, it was Kendrick Lamar. Bro, Dre, I know for a fact it was Kendrick because in the song he said, nah, man, it ain't going down like that. It is not going down like that, bro. Trust me. Rap beef. You got a bunch of busters out here who do whatever for clout. And I'm sure that's what it is. I'm sure that's what it probably just some old fan of Kendrick's or whatever. Matter of fact, it might not even be Kendrick. It might be Rose. I'm just saying. But I'm just glad. I don't even know what the dude was at home.
This is the scene outside of Drake's home in the city's Bridle Path neighborhood, courtesy of our CTV News chopper. Police say a man sustained serious injuries after a shooting outside that home and was taken to hospital. Police also say a suspect fled in a vehicle, but no description has been released. So far, there's no word on whether Drake was at home at the time of the shooting, but we understand from police that he has offered to fully cooperate with them.
Don't say it. Please don't say it. See, there's so much going on with this story so far, man. Don't say Drake is a snitch because he's cooperating. He want to know who shot up his damn crib. Bet you it was some youngsters. Just some, I bet it was. Because if they was real hitters, they would have knew that boy was there. They would have knew the location, what room he was in. Oh, and they wouldn't have drove off until the job was done. So this is just some old... We're going to go ahead and finish the story, but this is just some old clout chasing BS.
Joining me now is Mark Mendelson. He is a former homicide detective.
Yeah, I really just hopped on this reaction video because I seen that it was, his crib. So I wanted to see what it was about, but she ain't even got to say much. I already know.
He joins us now to discuss the developments in this case. As Mark, we're waiting for more word from police. Details are very scant right now. But what do you make of this shooting? This, for our viewers across the country, is known as the Bridle Path, this neighborhood. It's got a lot of mansions.
Bridle Path, so that's real.
It's not as though it's a gated area.
Drake.
Yeah, and good morning, Marcia. You're right. It's not a gated area, but there are very, very large homes in that neighborhood. And what goes...
It's not gated? It's the same. It's probably the same community that I think his neighbors hate it. I think Drake's neighbors hate him, bro. I think this is the same part. This is the same community where he was building them real big walls and fences and stuff. And they was like, man, we need to get you up out of here. ASAP. We don't care who you are. Go.
Goes along with large homes like that is a lot of security cameras, and other security precautions that are taking place. And if you ever had the opportunity to drive past Drake's residence, you'll notice that there are gates and there are walls and there is sort of strategically placed trees, etc., to provide security. And there are also uniformed security guards at the residence, and it's
So that's what I don't understand. If why would you not even think to know that there are security cameras everywhere around this rich man's crib? Like, you know, they probably got the license plate number. They probably got. People are just dumb, bro.
my understanding from a source within Toronto Police that in fact it is a security guard who is the victim of the shooting, who was working at the time. It was described to me as a drive-by shooting. And as you mentioned, the police have put out a suspect vehicle.
Boy.
So that's all we really know.
Straight
at this
busters.
point. As you fairly stated, we don't know if Drake is at home, if he's in the country, or wherever. And now what the police are going to be doing is looking at the motivation behind this shooting. Again, there's lots of security cameras in all kinds of homes around that area. Lots of security guards in other homes as well, and patrols. So they may have information of investigative value as well. But they'll be looking for the motivation. And of course, Marcia, in the backdrop of all of this is this sort of feud that's been going on, as you mentioned, with Lamar, in terms of who's dropping songs and who is disrespecting the other one. And as early as this morning, somebody actually went on Google Maps.
This is definitely not Biggie Tupac beef, bro. This is just some old rap battle shit that neither one of them, bro. They not going there. They not going there, bro. This is just all about music. This ain't got this is something totally separate than what they got going on. Trust me, bro. Trust me. Neither one of them is pulling out the rifles. When it comes to the lyrics, though, I mean, they gonna go crazy on wax. But in real life, ain't nobody trying to die. It ain't even that deep. They ain't even say it ain't like they fought. Hell nah.
And retagged Drake's residence as Lamar's residence. So it's this feud going on. Now, whether this is all for clicks or for publicity,
exactly.
I mean, nobody knows at this point. But it really doesn't take anything more than somebody being offended.
You said
by
it,
what
Mark.
they're
Just for
reading,
clicks.
to decide that they're going to take things into their own hands. And commit this crime. And that's what the police will be looking at now. So it's very early on in the investigation. Lots of good security tape to look at. You have a living witness in this security guard that's been shot. And I'm sure that when he's able to speak, he will speak. And he'll be interviewed by the police. And we'll have to go from there.
Okay. And I just want to say, Mark, this is unconfirmed that it was the security guard. We're still waiting to hear officially from police. We expect them to be scrumming, hopefully, with reporters outside of that scene shortly, very shortly. I do want to ask you how police investigate something like this when a high-profile celebrity is involved.
Well, they're going to look at the motivation, as I mentioned earlier. Were there other threats that were coming in throughout the night, whether by text message or online? They'll be scouring all the online postings to see if anybody made any untoward or violent threats towards Drake or anybody that works for Drake or his residence. These are the things that they'll be looking at. They'll be scouring over the security tape to try and get a license plate and a description of that vehicle. And they'll be hunting down that vehicle as well. It may be stolen, it may not, we don't know. All of this is very early on. They'll be looking at the ballistics that remain at the scene, whether it's shell casings or if there's a bullet that's been retrieved from the victim or at the scene. They'll be looking at that,
be on
comparing that to other crimes that are out there now. So there's lots of steps to be taken. There's going to be interviews.
Yeah, they're going to be on them, bro.
Drake staff and neighbors and canvassing of that nature. So it's going to take some time. This is not new. We have seen this not only in this city, but certainly in the United States, where there have been feuds between rappers who have filmed a video in somebody else's quote unquote territory. And the response has been violence. We've seen murders related to the industry and people who are involved in that genre of music. And we've seen a lot of murders in the States that have been related to that. So this is not new. But it is obviously upsetting, and it will be thoroughly investigated.
It's
I'm sure,
really
by
sad, bro.
And I'm well aware that this next question is of a speculative nature, but we understand Drake is cooperating with police, but we don't know if he was there. The fact that he has made that.
Right now, it's just a lot of questions. You know what I mean? It's more questions than answers. So anything that Drake does know, or anybody does, if they know anything, they cannot say anything about it because the police are still investigating. So they won't put no real information out right now until, you know what I mean, all this is over and done with. The busters who did it, though, man, get a life. Get a life, bro. Get a life, man. I would never be that big of a fan to a rapper that's feuding with another rapper to go shoot up the other rapper's home. Like, man, you gotta be weak, man. Now, if this was something else, then it'll come out. Like, they'll say it. But if it was that, what I'm thinking it was, man, get a life. Get a life, bro.
Outreach, or they reached out to him. Do you think, Mark, that he was at home at the time?
I have no idea. I just don't know about the travels of Drake. I'm too old, Marcia, to keep an eye on that. But at the end of the day, he's going to have information of investigative value, whether he was in the home or whether he was in another country. And, you know, again, I'll go back to, has he been threatened in any way, either directly or indirectly, and from who? And what steps did they take? What steps did the security guards at the residence take? So by cooperating, I would expect him to cooperate.
I can't believe they did this.
Reached out to him right away because he will have some answers to help fill some of the voids in this puzzle.
I want to ask you about security at the home, and you're right. If you were able to drive, if anyone has driven by, they would see that security was pretty tight. But clearly, Mark, this shows us that no security system is perfect.
No, absolutely not. I mean, you know, if what I've been told is correct, that it was a drive-by shooting, there really is nothing preventative there. There's cars.
Yeah, you just drive
the road. There's cars.
Lady, shut your ass up. No damn security. Hey, can't nobody control nobody doing a drive-by. Mark, reach through the screen and smack her, bro. You talking about no security is perfect. Man, that's a drive-by. How you gonna secure that? These people is crazy, bro.
Cars are able to drive back and forth all the time.
No security system.
And, you know, security guards in Canada are not armed. You know, they are unarmed security guards. And, you know, you can have the best security systems in the world. You can have the best physical security in terms of gates and, you know, brick walls, things of that nature. But to be able to be proactive and prevent somebody from just driving by the house and opening fire, short of closing the road, there really is no solution.
Security in Toronto is unarmed, bruh? What? Oh, nah. Nah. I was thinking about moving to Canada. I'm not doing it. Nah, we got to have it. Nah, I like my heat. Man, how you gonna be unarmed? Oh, is that all security or is that just his security? Because if you can't have armed security, I'm not moving to Canada. And I'm keeping y'all's bacon. That Canadian bacon fire, bro.
Could you see this investigation expanding to involve other law enforcement, or is this in the hands of Toronto Police solely?
Well, right now, the offense took place in Toronto, so they will have jurisdiction. They'll have carriage of the investigation. In the event that they have to reach out to other police services to follow up on threats or perceived threats, there'll be no hesitation from the police to reach out to whatever police service, wherever it may be in North America or in Europe. It doesn't really matter. There's always good cooperation. You know, and you're right. They may have witnesses they need interviewed very quickly in wherever, LA or London or Paris. We don't know. But it's just a phone call away and those interviews will be done.
Celebrities are often targeted, and it's even worse with social media these days. Mark, do you, from your experience, know if people always go to the police if they are feeling threatened, or if they have been threatened?
They don't.
Most people do. Most people aren't threatened, I think, but the higher profile you live your life, the more you're on TV and on the radio and on social media, the more you expose yourself. And, every
That's
threat
true.
has to be sort of weighted in terms of a threat assessment, as to whether it's even possible to identify the source, and what that person is doing in their particular life and in their particular business at that time. But I certainly, from my experience and from my clients, threats like this are reported to the police, because they do
Of
need that
course.
assistance, and they have a far wide-reaching investigative, wingspan, if you will, to investigate these things, as opposed to doing it internally.
Okay, I really need a quick answer because I know you have to do another interview, Mark. Do you feel that this was a warning, a sign, or do you think that there was an attempt of murder here?
I think anytime you shoot somebody, that's an attempted murder. I mean, we watch it on TV. Oh, why don't you, shoot him in the leg or shoot him in the arm? That's not reality. That's not how the world works. So yeah, when you shoot somebody, I think there's an intent to kill.
Wow. Yeah, straight up though. Like, as far as me reacting to that, my reaction to that whole thing, man, is probably just some little dumbass fans, whether they be adults or kids or whatever have you. They need to sit their ass down. I hope they get caught. And I hope they do get charged with attempted murder. Even if Drake was there or not, they were still shooting while people was there, man. And that shit ain't cool. I don't think Kendrick Lamar had nothing to do with it. I ain't gonna lie. No, Kendrick would not send no goons out there to no Toronto to shoot up his house. Like, that's stupid, man. That's some kiddie stuff, man. That nigga ain't doing no shit like that. But I appreciate y'all, man, like on some real for hanging out with your boy today, man. Con Gang, stand up. You always welcome in my home. Y'all be cool, like y'all be cool, and keep it 100.